Welcome. Good afternoon to the St. Thomas University faculty. So great to have you here in my home. Behind my head is a popcorn machine, so you're in my office/movie room. First, again, just want to thank, the whole reason why I wanted to do this video was to thank all of you, our faculty, for all that you're doing for our students during these unprecedented times. You are bringing normalcy to our students when they need it the most. And so, again, I can't thank you enough for doing that. There's been so many exciting things that are happening in the last 2 weeks. And, I had a mentor of mine who taught me to never waste a crisis, to find the opportunities in those crises. And, we asked all of our faculty to work on Canvas and or our learning management systems. And we probably about had half of you that were doing that on a consistent basis. Now it's 100%. So again, thank you for getting up to speed and being a part of that and getting our students on their path to their education for the rest of the academic year. And for saving the academic year, because that's what you're doing. I want to bring up one of your colleagues sent me a note early on in this crisis and said that, never forget that our grandparents or great-grandparents or parents, depending on your age, faced a crisis in the 40s, obviously, with World War II. And they were asked to travel all over the globe to the far reaches of the world and lay down their lives for democracy and to beat fascism. And in this situation, we're asked to stay home. So I don't want us to ever lose sight of the challenges that our country has faced and what we're facing now. We know that media is trying to induce panic. They love this as a 24-hour news cycle. We're not getting a lot of clear news. And when we get it, it's wonderful because then we can make decisions based on that. But again, I just want us to remember that we're going to ask something more of our students. I asked Provost Moreland to send out an article that I saw in the Chronicle. I think it was about 40 pages, has several different articles, and talked about the mental health of our students and what we can do to create normalcy and peace and all those things. And I didn't necessarily like the complete tone of that article that we sent. And I'll explain. But at the end, I thought there were some excellent articles that can help you in this process and help our students in this process as far as teaching goes and for their learning. But I want you to continue to demand more from our students. I know that people during this time want things done for them, or they obviously need money from the government and all those kind of things. But we still want to educate our students to be leaders for life, ethical leaders in the global community. In order to be a leader, sometimes you have to sacrifice, sometimes you have to be tough, sometimes you have to have grit and determination. And so I would ask that as we're working together, that we still demand from our students. We had some students that approached the administration about going pass-fail this term. I'm not for that. I'm not for that. I think that online grading has been going on for a long time. People have given out grades. I think I'm going to trust my faculty that they have done their job throughout the whole term or at the end of the term, and that we can have quality grading. And so I sometimes see people using this situation as an excuse to not do the work that we're going to demand of those students. And so I just want you to know you have my backing and the administration's backing to demand more from our students. We're going to ask them to rise above the blame that's happening, the lack of working together, the self-pity. We're going to ask our students to do more and do better. And I think that will set us apart. Again, if we're educating leaders for life, then we got to educate them to be leaders. And when you're a leader, you have to move away from the self-pity. You have to move away from blame. You have to work together. You have to come together. You have to make tough calls. and you have to rise above the adversity. So we're going to ask our students to do that. I asked the faculty for questions, and so I have some excellent questions, and so I'm going to read the first one. Amidst adversity, people often regress into a space that makes them feel comfortable and safe. However, the research says this is actually the best time to innovate. How is STU prioritizing a culture of strategic innovation during this time, and what are some specific examples of strategic opportunities? You will see when we release the strategic plan that we talk about a BHAG, a big, hairy, audacious goal of becoming a global entity when it comes to online delivery as a Catholic university. And this has forced us to learn a lot about ourselves and what we can and can't do and what we need to fix in order to become STU global. And so again, never waste a crisis and find opportunities in despair. I think we have found some great opportunities here. And in talking to some of the faculty over the last couple of weeks, I'm just amazed at the innovation that's already occurring. I know Father Chaffee has the idea of a new science program dealing with pandemics. Brilliant. Rafael Montez has been calling his students outside of the class time just to find out how they're doing. Because again, what's our favorite time with students? When we're in our office and we meet with them and we're doing advising and getting to know them. Well, you have the time now to actually call them and get to know them better. Rather than say, well, I'm apart from them, I'm not seeing them face to face. Actually, you can have more intimate involvement. So I think there's some great opportunities here for us to take advantage of. And again, you as faculty members already have the ideas, and I would highly suggest having a Zoom meeting with your colleagues in either your program or your college at the end of the week and exchange ideas and exchange what's working and what's not working, all those different things. And so again, this is a great question because there are plenty of opportunities that go along with our strategic plan to use technology better, to become more effective, more efficient, and give our students a better education. And so I see plenty of opportunities here. The second question is, my hope is we can strategically plug in the human capital at STU to contribute to the university's overall sustainability. What specific needs do you have from the faculty, staff, and administrators at STU, and how would you like to volunteer to address these needs? Well, I think just the use of technology to make us more effective and more efficient. We know when I met all of you at the beginning with my half-hour meetings, there were 4 things that had to be changed. Number 1 was obviously our resources. Number 2 was IT. The other 2 we took care of. Other 2 situations through decisions that were made in the last year and a half, almost 2 years now. And so, to be honest, we're still doing a lot of things like it's 1980, using people rather than technology, and we're not efficient. And so I think that whether we redeploy people in order to keep people employed over the next couple months, or whatever we do, we have to use the most important capital we have, which is our human capital. And so I'm very excited about the ideas that are coming forward. I'm very excited to see what more we can do to make our institution better. Lastly, we have many students who have money tied up in flights and hotels for the May commencement. Is the commencement for May going to be canceled, or will we do a virtual commencement? I told everyone that I was going to wait till April 8th to make the decision on commencement. That gives us 30 days then to prepare. I was holding out as best I could. I want you to know that the administration is meeting every day at 9:30 a.m. to go over where we are and what we're doing and if we have to handle any crises or any situations. And in addition to that, I'm talking to local presidents and presidents that I trust over the years on a daily basis. And so, especially Japhus Hardrick and Mike Allen at Barry, Japhus at Florida Memorial, we are talking at least every other 2 days, at least, if not every day. And talking to many other Florida colleagues and getting the best ideas we can on commencement. And today we'll be making an announcement, if not today or tomorrow, on commencement. And what we've decided is we will do some type of fun and virtual conferral of degrees on May 8th so that our students can go on to take the bar exam or go on to take their NCLEX or move on and get their jobs and all those things. So we will do an actual conferral of degrees on our regular graduation date of May 8th, but it will be virtual. And what we've decided is we will have commencement on December 11th for those students who are supposed to graduate and walk this spring. Why? Because people are making decisions on flights, we still have borders closed, families can't get in. And so rather than wait throughout the summer and keep on pushing it off and pushing it off, I've looked at other colleges and universities, and I think this is my favorite plan that I've seen from other colleges and universities, which is to pick a date now, December 11th, where we can have commencement for those students. So it'll be a spring commencement in December. You know that we have canceled the December commencement here at St. Thomas University, but we haven't decided. We're going to see how many students can actually participate in this commencement this December. Then we'll decide if we'll add the December graduates. As of right now, we're going to announce it as a spring commencement only in December, and hopefully we'll get everyone to come back because again, we need to honor these students, especially these seniors. They have been so, I don't want to use the wrong slang here, but they just had such a bad time this term. And I think they deserve a true commencement. And I think by making this decision sooner rather than later, people can make arrangements and we can get their families here and have people here. And we hope that we're in a better situation in December. So with that, again, I can't thank you enough for all your efforts. I know it's different. I know there are challenges, but I know that you can make it better. I know that you can innovate, be effective and efficient, and actually do things better for our students in this time. And so we don't have to worry about drive time. We don't have to worry about people popping in our offices. And so hopefully we can become more efficient with our time. I've heard some faculty say how they're starting the book that they were thinking about and doing research. And so again, you inspire me every day. And it's just wonderful to see the work that you're doing and what you're doing for our students. And again, we're going to ask them to rise above and overcome this adversity and make themselves better for the future. So with that, just want to thank all of you. God bless you. And as always, go Bobcats.